everybody. Welcome back to Level Uploading Fight Feelings Face Facts. I have a special guest today. We do have Earon here. He has decided to grace my platform with his presence, his knowledge, and his testimony. So, everybody, make sure that you're welcoming Earon.
What's
Hi,
going on?
Earon.
How you doing? How you doing?
I'm excellent. I'm so thankful for you for being on the platform for sure. I mean, we've been Facebook friends. I don't know you in real life, but
Yeah, yeah.
sometimes those social media friends be hitting harder than the ones that's
Wow.
sitting next door.
Yeah, that's true. No, that's real. That's real. For real.
So yeah, basically, I'm not even sure what you had posted, but whatever
Mm.
it was something that triggered. I was like, you know what, he got something to say. Let me get him on the platform and just see. Let's have some dialogue.
hmm Yeah, yeah. I don't know how long we've been Facebook friends, but I
Ain't
see
no
you
telling.
post the same. You know, what I'm saying we share the same views about a lot of stuff, and especially our beliefs.
Yeah, for sure.
So you know, what I'm saying. So I like I like seeing that up and down my timeline. So like if I don't even if I don't know you or not, I'd rather see that stuff than a whole bunch of other stuff that's going on Facebook.
Yes, for sure.
So yeah,
Definitely. I totally
yeah.
agree. Okay, so let's kind of jump in. So you did mention that we do have similar beliefs with our faith, and that's something that is, of course, important to everybody, no matter
Mhm.
what they choose to believe in. That's wrong. But
Yeah.
no, I'm just kidding. But yeah, so can you kind of give me like your background of like how was your spiritual life when you were growing up?
Yeah, so growing up I grew up in a saved household.
Okay.
We was in church. I'm a pew baby, so we was in church. Tent revivals like back when I was born in '87, so like I went
Okay,
through
me too.
tent revivals, the choirs walking down the you know what I'm saying, walking down the aisle to go up to the choir, man,
Mm-hmm.
all that time, all that we was in church like what maybe three, four, maybe sometimes 5 days a week. So
Man.
yeah, so that's how I grew up. But as a child, it's like you guys. Sometimes your parents want you to do uh want you in church, so it's like they no matter what you got going on, they're like, no, you're going to church. And then as
Yeah.
a child, sometimes you're like, man, I don't want to go to church and all that stuff. So, but I'm appreciative that my parents had me there. You know what I'm saying? Because even when I got away from it, I never really left. It never really left me.
Mm-hmm.
So
Train
yeah,
up a child in the way he should go, That
exactly, exactly.
foundation matters. Even if you do stray
Absolutely,
away.
absolutely. So yeah, I born and raised in the same church. Came up in the same church my whole life, except up until a few years ago. And, it was all when you're a kid and pastors pray for you. They will always tell me, what I'm saying, that like, I got a plan for you. You got a plan for you. And the those that started to change. It started to get a little bit more specific.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I just never. I'm a real. I'm real like chill. I'm real. I don't think too much of myself, but I don't think too low of myself. So like sometimes I don't. When pastors would tell me stuff or prophets would tell me stuff, I'd be like, not me. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying. I'm just like, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not anybody special. So, um, but what I'm saying, just coming up in church and then getting old enough to find my, to have other interests and find my walk my own path.
Mm-hmm.
I got out of church for a while, and then that's when like God was really like he started to tug on me. You know what I'm saying? That's when he started to tug on me. Things started happening. I'm just like, man, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? I would always be, I would still be in church, but
Mm-hmm.
I was still going, what I'm saying, doing my own thing outside of church. You know how when you get to that age where I want to go party and go to the clubs and I got girls and all this type stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
I was doing all that, and but it was like so me. It was I had a group of friends, got a group of friends I grew up with, but everybody saw that I was the different one. They was like even in high school, I never went to
Mm.
never was interested in parties. I think the only thing I went to in high school was prom. Never went to a party.
So you
I
was
knew
just
us
super chill.
to super chill.
Mm-hmm.
That stuff just never interested me. Um, I knew it like I knew a lot of people in high school, but I never I never stayed and hung out in the hallways. I was just, hey, what's up? And I'm just going. It was just like everybody, just even my friends, their brothers, they'd be like, man, you different, bro. Like I know y'all grew up together, but you're different. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody saw it, but I ain't really, at the time I didn't know what they was talking about.
Yeah.
So
And plus, we be in
yeah,
denial, and sometimes you just want to be regular. I mean, it's
hmm
like I just want to be regular. It's
yeah,
just, especially during those formative years, like high school and stuff. Like
hmm
you don't want to really stand out in those. You don't really know yourself enough to even have enough courage to stand out. You know what I mean?
right,
But
right.
obviously you still were, so that's a good thing.
Yeah, yeah. So but and then what I realized at an older age, I realized like even after high school, when I was
Mm-hmm.
going to clubs and all that type stuff, it was like I was going just because my guys was going. Like I wasn't really on to it. Man, let's go here. Let's. Ooh, I was just like they would just offer it. I'm like, yeah, I'll go.
But
So it
why
wasn't like
not?
I didn't. It wasn't like a thing where I was like, yeah, we got to go here. We got. I didn't. That just wasn't my thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But I would go because I love my brothers, and you know what I'm saying. Wherever they went, I was going. You know what I'm saying? Just in case something happened, I don't want y'all to be out there and I'm not there. Stuff the type. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. So,
yeah.
but I noticed also like so me and my mom we don't have the best relationship.
Okay,
Um, but um but God used was she was like my she was like my middleman to God. Like
okay.
when something was going on, she would always come to me and say, you know, God told me this, or God said
Mm-hmm.
this, or when I was praying for something.
She was
Um,
basically like she was an
yeah,
intercession for you for
yeah,
sure. Okay.
yeah. Like I would pray, and then of course I wouldn't hear anything, but my mom she would call me like, oh yeah, you know, God told me you was praying, and this is what He said. Um, so like when I would even as a kid, when I would get in trouble or when I would do something I wasn't supposed to do,
Mm-hmm.
my like I would get in trouble. My punishment was immediate. Like so my first so I was 10. My first time I was arrested, I was 10. We
Oh
was breaking
wow.
in, yeah, we was breaking in garages, stealing out of garages. I stole a bike, and of course we all got caught. Everybody in trouble for the summer. Um, and like I think the first day that we was all able to come outside, my bike got stolen the first day. So it's like,
Wow.
yeah, so it's like, and we was, and what was crazy was we put the bikes where everybody could see them. So we was out playing. We go back, my bike is gone. Everybody else's bike's still there. My bike gone. So it's like God. I think I feel like from then, God was telling me like, you can't do the stuff they do. Cause you know what I'm saying, I can't, if you do, you know what I'm saying, straighten you out quickly before I do anything else.
Mm.
So, and then, like I said, with my mom, when I would do stuff, I would swear in my head like she ain't gonna find out. She always found out, and I was like, man, I'm like, oh, how she know? And
She
she
got the
told me one
inside
day,
scoop. She got the
yeah,
inside scoop.
she told me one day. She was like, she asked me matter of fact, she asked me a question one day, and I forgot what she asked. But she was like, if you lie, you know God gonna tell me, and I was like, whatever. I ain't believe it
Ooh.
at first, but well, after the older I got, I was like, oh, she was for real. She
Mm-hmm.
really prayed about that. And God really told her like what I could. It was something I had, something else I did. She told me when I did it, where I did it, like the day I did it. Like it was like she got to specifics, and I was like, bro, this is weird. So like at an early age, I was like, I don't even like lying now. At an early age, I can't lie. I can't. You know
Just be
what I'm saying?
upfront. Just be
I
honest.
got to. Yeah, I got to. So all that goes on. I get older. I kind of get out of church now that I can make the decision for myself whether I want to go or not.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going like I usually do, and everything is like falling apart. Like I lost my job and my car like 2 days apart. Lost my job one day, the day after my car got repossessed. So it was like when he got tries to get my attention, he let stuff happen rapidly. All right, I'm taking
Mm-hmm.
this real fast. I'm taking all this.
So I'm gonna get your
Um,
attention one way or another.
yeah, all the time, all the time, and I had two men that one of them my uncle, the other one he's like an uncle to me. They had they was working at Ford, and they was like, man, you want a job? And I'm like, yeah. At the time I needed it. They had asked me years earlier, but me being me, I had friends who needed work, so I was just like, why don't you, what I'm saying, hire them? You know what I'm saying, I'm working right now, just hire them. So this time around, I was like, yeah, I need a job. So I go, they tell me go in, fill out the application. I'm like, all right, cool, fill out the app. I'm not hearing anything for like months. So I'm calling my uncle, and he's like, man, I got everybody looking for your application. I don't see it. We don't see it. Did you fill one out? I'm like, yeah. So I pray. I go on. I decided to go on a fast, 3 day fast. Pray, and this was like a Friday, no, Thursday. I go Thursday, Friday, Saturday on my 3 day fast. Sunday,
What kind of fast were you doing?
just a dry fast, just water. I don't know. I ain't really into all the, all those. I don't know too much about all those other fasts,
The
but I
other
just
ones?
fast like,
Okay. So just a
yeah, I
water
just fast,
fast
yeah, um,
all day
yeah,
or just
all
certain?
day, all day,
Gotcha.
3 yeah, 3 days, no food, just water. Um, and I had, so I'm praying, and my mom called, and she was like, she said, you haven't heard from. She said, God talked to me last night. She said, you haven't heard from Ford because you haven't given God any of your time. And I was like, what? She was like, go to church. I was like, all right. So I go to church on Sunday. Ford called me Tuesday. and
Like he's
and
like,
that,
you gonna give me some of this time. You got
yeah.
you got free time now. You're not working.
Hmm.
You ain't riding around in the city.
Right.
So if you put me on the back burner, hold on now.
Exactly. So they called me Tuesday, and what's crazy is when they called my uncle, they didn't even know that they called me because they were still looking for me. I had already started the the whole process of working, and they were still calling me like, "We still looking for your app." I'm like,
I'm already in here.
yeah, I'm already in here. So like, I think that was the first time I was like, okay, maybe it is, maybe I do need to kind of straighten up a little bit, because I'm like, maybe it is some tied with me and the way I do things, and maybe God is really, maybe I am somebody who, God really is really trying to get my attention.
Yeah.
So so after that, I started to challenge myself, and I was like, because I used to, you're young, I used to cuss like crazy,
Yeah.
and when I started working at Ford, I was just like, I was like, I'm gonna try to stop, because I had, and it was just out of nowhere. I'm like, I'm gonna see if I can stop cussing for like a week. So during that week, I stopped, but I heard everybody else, and I just didn't like the sound of it anymore. It was just
Hmm.
like, I'm like, because I was looking at them, I'm like, dang, I used to sound like that. And I was like, I just didn't like that. So right then and there, it wasn't a hard thing for me. I just stopped. I just stopped cursing. And then I started getting to start reading the Bible more. Um, and I think I thank God for the pastor that I had, Pastor Walter Blaylock. He he didn't have to do like what a lot of these pastors are doing today and try to make the Bible relevant to the times.
Hmm.
He didn't have to, what I'm saying, bring up anything secular or anything like that to try to what I'm saying, to get people to understand what the Bible says. He just read it, and whatever God gave him, that's what he gave to us.
Yeah.
So I'm thankful for that, because he, what I'm saying, it made me reading the Bible easier. Um, I didn't have to, he didn't have to put it in a certain type of terms or use any type of tactics to try to draw me in. It was just like
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, he just gave it to us how it was supposed to be given to us.
And that's really how it
So
should be. I mean,
uh-huh.
all of this mixy, a little bit of the world mixed in is just not really the way that it's designed. We're supposed to
Hmm.
be under sound doctrine. So I'm glad that did have someone that was able to feed you that instead of
Yeah,
all
me
this
too.
milk. You got a chance to get some meat instead of all this
Yeah,
milk.
definitely. Yeah, definitely. So I started reading my word, and then but I was still young at the time, so it was just like I was even though I had got more serious about my relationship with God, I still, what I'm saying, I had my stuff on the side I was doing. I still had the
Yeah,
girls. I still
for
had, I
sure.
was still doing all this stuff.
Just being lukewarm.
Yeah, that's it. Just in and out. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And had my and when I had my son, I was 25, and that was I think that was probably my second wake up call, and I was like, I just want to be. I wanted to be a good example for him. I didn't want him to see, you know what I'm saying, the stuff that I was doing and think, oh, well, that's how we're supposed to.
Right.
This is how life is supposed to be. Um, and I actually I wanted a son because I wanted to, my dad was in my life, but I have an older father. Like he was, he was up there in age.
Okay.
Um, so I didn't like. It was a lot of stuff that I didn't get to do with my dad.
He
Um,
was tired. He was a
yeah,
little bit.
yeah,
Got you.
older, tired, where he wasn't really. He was like, man, I'm finna go to bed, all that type stuff. So I was just like,
Look, I'm not
I'm
even that
like,
old, and I
you're
understand.
right, yeah. So so I was just like, man, I wanna show him the stuff that I had to learn on my own. I want to show him early, so that what I'm saying, so that when he's off on his own, he can remember like, yeah, my dad showed me how to do this. You know, what I'm saying I want to have that type of relationship with him. So
Yeah.
um, that I think that when I had my son, that was probably the biggest change I ever made in my life. I got real serious about a lot of stuff. I ain't like, what I'm saying, I didn't want to, especially with the like women. I didn't want him seeing me with a whole bunch of women. I didn't want them in and out, in and out my house, anything like that.
And you don't want to set that
Um,
type of standard for him to
yeah,
think that it
yeah,
was okay. I mean, it's unfortunate, but of course we can't keep. Well, I don't have kids, but we can't keep our children, away from these things. But we
hmm
definitely don't want to make it worse by being the things that we, are trying to tell them
exactly.
not to be. So yeah, I get
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah. Because they see it from us first, I had always heard, we always hear like, oh, kids are sponges, but when you actually have a kid, it's like they
They
really
taking it
watch
all
you. They
in.
taking it all in, like they really,
Mm-hmm.
really, really watch you and watch the stuff you do and watch the things you say. Um,
And it
so
got to be even worse. Like, I mean, it's already kids are just like that anyway. But for you to be like you're their person, you're their parent. Like
hmm
you are their hero in their eyes.
yeah,
So it's like even that much more that they're like looking at you for, hey, is this how I'm supposed to do it? You know what I mean? So I
exactly.
mean, it's so crazy how situations that you know we not necessarily prepared for can really start to change the trajectory of our lives.
hmm Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah,
So
that's
I,
when.
I got a
Go ahead.
question.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. No, go ahead. You finish. My question can wait. Finish.
Oh no, I was just gonna say. So I think that was my biggest change was when I had my son. I had my daughter. He was I think he was six. He was six when I had my daughter,
Mm-hmm.
and
How many kids you got?
uh,
Two.
two,
Okay.
two, yeah. Had my daughter at six, and her it was crazy. The biggest changes in my life have come with my kids. My son was the biggest change, and my daughter, she when she came, I ended up losing my job at 4, and then it was like a whole. That's when God was like, all right, now it's time. You know what I'm saying? All
Activate.
right, now it's time. So now I'm getting. It's like so weird, and of course I'm getting prophesied to left and right, and I'm like, why is it? I'm in my head. I'm like, why is it? What is going on? Like, why?
Like, leave me alone.
Yeah, I'm like,
Sometimes
why is
it's
this
like,
happening? Yeah, I'm like,
mm-hmm.
why so much? I even pray like God, like why so many? Why so much? Like I'm like, man, what's going on?
He will
And
bully you. He will bully you into some stuff. I'm
man,
trying to tell you.
man, and I was like, man, I was trying to figure out what it was God had wanted me to do,
Mm-hmm.
and I went to this. I don't know if it's a man. I don't know if it's a he. I don't want to say it was a Hebrew Israelite because it was but it was a different type of service.
Okay.
Yeah, they did their service on Saturday. Um, but the pastor there, I went there and I've been prophesied to a lot, but he like kind of told me about myself. I never met this
Mm.
man a day in my life. He told me, he broke down who I was. You're like this because of this. You have this is why this. I'm like that tripped me out, and I was just like,
Mm-hmm.
man. And he had told me the thing that stuck out to me most is because, like I said, I'm a real chill guy. I'm real reserved. I don't like being out in front of anything. I'd rather be in the background. Even when I was out clubbing, I'm in the corner somewhere,
Mm-hmm.
like by myself. And he told me, he said God doesn't want you there. He's like, God wants you out front. He's like, he told me the main thing he told me was I couldn't. He's like, you couldn't run from leadership even if you tried. He's like, you can't run from it. And I was just
So
like, eh.
stop. So just stop, cause
Yeah. So
it's.
and I was just like, I'm like, and I'm looking at myself like, bro, I'm not a big talker. Uh, and what's funny about God, like when God has something for your life, He'll put you in position. He'll put you in situations where you have to do the things that you don't want to do. You're not used to, like my job now. I don't like interacting with people. My job now, I have to interact with people.
Mm-hmm.
I have to talk to people. So it was like, it was just like a. So I think at that after that, I was just like, all right, well, I'm not gonna stay quiet anymore. I'm just gonna talk. You know what I'm saying? If God put something on my heart to say it, I'm gonna just say it. I don't want to, and I didn't want to, like I'm real hard on myself, so I didn't want to portray, I didn't want to, like if somebody is watching me, you know what I'm saying, and saying like, oh, I want what he has, the relationship with God he has. I want them to be able to see that. I don't want to have anything hidden. They're like, oh man, I didn't even know you went to church. I didn't even know you did this. I didn't even know you did that.
Right, right, right.
Because I don't, because I feel like, because I know that, when I see God and He says, the people in your life, they ain't even know like that. That's, this is your,
Like
you know what I'm saying?
how?
Yeah,
Like
how?
how? How could you be one of my kids and they don't know about
Yeah,
me?
and they don't know, you know what I'm saying? So like after that, I just, I don't, I always, even when I spoke to people back then, I would always talk about God, but now He's always coming up. Like I'm like no matter what conversation we had, I'm always bringing God up. I'm always gonna, what I'm saying, tell people how good God is and
Man.
how he saved my life and the things he, what I'm saying, he pulled me out of, the things he kept me from. I
Yes,
think
it's so
yeah. So
hard.
it
It's
was,
so hard to not talk about it. It's like it's so crazy to look back. I'm speaking for myself personally, and you
mm-hmm,
probably can relate. Like to look back at the times when you were quiet about it, and it's like, how was I quiet about this? Like this is
mm-hmm,
he is just too good to be quiet about.
yeah,
It's crazy.
yeah. And then I think for me it was like I'm from Harvey, Illinois. I grew up, I'm in the hood, so it was like
Mm-hmm.
a lot of stuff. I could like, man, and to me, I felt like, man, if I talk about this, man, they gonna clown me or they finna get on me if I, what I'm saying, if I get to talking about this stuff. Like I can sing. Nobody knew that. Like I kept that to myself. I'm like, man, if they find out how to sing,
They
they'll
finna
beat me up
clown
over
me.
here.
They finna
Yeah,
clown me like,
yeah,
oh,
like yeah, get on me. You know what I'm saying?
look at
So
this little
I
Chris Brown. What
yeah, you know what I'm
is
saying.
it?
So I kept that talent to myself, and I was just like, man, I'm just like, forget it, bro. Now I really, it makes my heart really happy to see people, saying, give their life to God or, saying, start to develop their own relationship with God. Like, that's the stuff I want to see now. I truly want to see people say, um,
Yes.
cause it's like, cause God, I tell like the last relationship I was in was probably that was another wake up call. God, that was something that I thought was it. And that's when I realized, how much God loved me. Cause
Mm-hmm.
I had to tell myself to um, ask God how does He see me? Because we see each other, fleshly, carnally,
Mm-hmm.
but God sees us a totally different way. You know what
For
I'm saying?
sure.
We see the outward, He sees the inward, and after I prayed that prayer, that's when that guy had told me about me being a leader and all that stuff, and he was telling me, just telling me about myself, and I was just like, and I was in that relationship, and I thought that was it. I'm like, yeah, I finally, I got somebody I'm gonna be with.
Mm-hmm.
And God was like, mm-mm. He was like, and he had, that's the first time that's the first time God took something from me that I really wanted. And,
Mm-hmm.
and I had to understand that that's when I realized how much he loved me. Cause it's like, it's not that he took it away from me to hurt me. He took it away from me. Cause it's like, bro, I have something better for you.
Every time.
You think this is it. You're happy here. Think about the happiness you have here. I'm going to give you something even better than that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So even though it hurt me to have to leave what I'm saying, to leave that relationship, because it had got to the point where I was just uncomfortable being in the relationship. And I think that's, what I'm saying, and that's how I knew it was God, because it's like I don't feel right. I don't even feel right being in this anymore. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
You
I
didn't
don't
have no
feel
peace. You
right
didn't
being
have
in
any
this.
peace
Yeah, no
about
peace.
it.
No peace. And
Yeah.
he said I had to get you away out of there so I can get you to what I'm saying, by yourself, so I can have my time with you to get you prepared for for what I have for you. So, you know what I'm saying? And I know most people would be like, well, what, that's how is that love? You were happy and woo, but it's like, bro, if when somebody who knows you are, who knows who you are better than you know who you are, when he's saying, bro, I got something
Man,
better for you, like
trust
that's
me, just
love.
trust me, my
Yeah.
God, like trust me.
Yeah, you gotta trust me. And
Yeah.
I tell parents that now. I'm like, man, look, sometimes we have to make the tough decisions for our kids. They, you know, what I'm saying, especially younger kids.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know certain things, but we do. So, you know, so it's our responsibility to make those decisions to say, yeah, I know you like doing this. I know this looks good. This seems good, but you're not gonna do this right now. You can't do this. I have to get you out of this because of this. And
Mm-hmm.
I think me being a parent, I can appreciate that more from God because he's, you know what I'm saying, like
He's
he's all knowing.
parenting. He's
He's
parenting
parenting.
us.
He's
Yeah.
parenting. So and I always go back to that verse, you know what I'm saying, that says he knew us before he formed us in our mother's womb. So it's like if you knew me and knew my life before anybody else knew who I was, how arrogant am I to be like, "Oh, I still don't trust you?"
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like no, like he's the creator. So it's like yeah, I'm if he has all this, if he knows what he has for my life, if he wants to, you know, say bless me exceedingly abundantly above all I can ask to think, according to the power working, you know, that worketh in us. Like, dude, why I would be a fool to say no, I don't want that.
Yeah,
You
for
know,
sure.
I want to do what I want to do what I want to do.
And it's never been a time that I can think of, honestly, when I have had something that I want to take it from me and I didn't get better. I
Hmm.
cannot think of any time where that has happened where God gave me a downgrade. You know what I mean? Like,
Right, right.
and even if it was a downgrade, from the carnal eye, or maybe it looked like a downgrade, the what I got from it, or the opportunity that it took me to, that maybe I met somebody who took me to the next level to get me to the place that was better. It's like, he has his own little weird ways of doing things. He'll take you
Hmm.
around and around and around, but he has never like just put you in a worse situation. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm. Yep,
So,
yep.
okay,
So
so I did want to bring my question up. Well, we kind of talked about
yeah.
it a little bit. So when you began to really start getting serious about your walk, how was your friends and family like when you, really started getting
Hmm.
serious? Like, and they start to see that change. And all my conversations are about God, and
Hmm.
I'm posting about God, which I never did before. I'm being more bold and things like that.
Hmm.
How was that interaction and that transition?
Um. So what? I know another thing I'm thankful for to God. Like I got friends. The friends that I grew up with are still my friends to this day. We don't speak every day. We don't see each other every day,
Mm-hmm.
but we still love each other the same. You know what I'm saying? As if we did when we was younger. Um, my best friend, uh, we do like almost everything together. He isn't where I'm at, but he hasn't looked at me like, oh man, you changed. He's respected everything, you know what I'm saying, everything
Mm-hmm.
that I've gone through, everything that I've, you know what I'm saying, that I'm dealing with.
Oh, that's
He's
good.
respected all of it.
That's a
And
good
he
friend.
yeah, even when I tell him like, man, he used to invite me like he doesn't like he's more respectful now. He doesn't even he'll invite, let's go out here, let's go out. And I'm like, I ain't gonna think no more, bro. All right, cool. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not a man, bro. He cheated, changed, and all
Yeah.
that. I haven't gotten that from him. You know what I'm saying? He's the reason I started coaching football. He still had, you know what I'm saying, whatever he does in that sector, he still invites me, man, come help me over here, come help me over there. So um, I haven't honestly. I think it's coming. Um, I have lost a few friends, um, but my close friends are still they're still here.
Oh,
You know
that's
what I'm saying?
good.
They always knew. They knew they were my friends when I was in church 5 days a week anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So they know, you know what I'm saying, they knew that this is probably gonna it was probably gonna be a time where I was gonna get into this, you know, get serious about, you know, my relationship with God anyway. So like they've been used to me going to church. I got drum practice. I got the like they I didn't even go to school with them until fifth grade because I was in Christian schools, and we were still tight. You know what I'm saying? So So yeah, I'm thankful that I got those type of guys in my life.
That is good. That's a blessing because,
Hmm.
that is so not the norm, honestly. I
Yeah.
mean, in this day and age, it's like you said, it's man, what you on, man? You on that?
Hmm.
Like, it's like that it's already hard enough. This walk is definitely worth it, but it's not the easiest walk, at times. There
Hmm.
are times where it's like, okay, Lord, what are we
Yeah,
doing? So it's
man.
hard enough sometimes without having the people who you care about to, kind of give you a hard time. So
Hmm.
how do you navigate that? Like, how do you navigate close relationships with people who are not where you are and not living and doing similar
Yeah.
things as you?
Um. So for me, it's I don't even look at it as really like or really like a navigating thing.
Mm-hmm.
I just stay who I am, and they know that's not going to change for anybody. So if there's an issue, it'll probably be more coming from them feeling a certain way about how I am. Me,
Gotcha.
I'm gonna love them regardless. I'm of course, it's gonna be some stuff that I'm like, I don't really agree with that. and but
Yeah.
we're at the age now where we can actually talk. We talk about it, and the thing that I'm extremely grateful for is my best friend. He's showing more interest in God. Like now, like I've never seen. I think last year I had never seen him actually talk about God or post about God like he has. And then one of my other friends, he just randomly called me the other day. He was like, "Man, I'm gonna send you this." He's going to church now. He was like, I'm gonna send you this sermon, man, and I want you to tell me what you think about this guy." He's like, "I trust your, I trust your word. I want you to tell me what you think about this guy.
Mm-hmm.
Be honest with me, because I like him. But you know what I'm saying. But if you see something that I don't, let me know." So I'm really grateful for that, because that for a while I was beating myself up because I'm like, man, I'm not showing I'm not being the example that I need to be around my friends. You know what I'm saying? I thought that I was still kind of, when it comes to them, I thought that I was still uh being in and out. And I was like,
Yeah.
man, I was beating myself up about that, because I'm like, man, I can't keep doing that. You know what I'm saying? Because I like, first of all, God is holding me accountable. He's holding me accountable,
Mm-hmm.
and I really want my guys. I really want them to have a relationship with God, but I can't continue to do the same stuff I'm doing and then have them see that, because they're gonna be like, oh, so this is what a relationship with God is, when it's
Right.
really not. You know what I'm saying? So
You got to really
uh,
walk that walk.
you got to walk it. You got to walk it. So now I think the only thing that's really changed is conversations are a little fewer. They're shorter. Um, But one thing that hasn't changed, like when they need somebody to call, they calling me, man. I got to talk to you about this. What you think
Yeah.
about this? Let me get your advice on this, man. And no matter who it is, when you call me, I have to go to the Bible, because it's so prevalent, relevant. You know what I'm saying? It's
Mm-hmm.
relevant. It's like
It's living. Like
it's yeah, it's
it's never
living.
outdated or anything. It's so crazy.
Yeah, so it's like I can't leave that out. I have to bring that, because what I'm saying, if I don't, I feel like I'll be doing you a disservice, and I'm not giving you what what I'm not showing giving you what God gave me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like I want everybody to have that too. So yeah, I'm gonna, when you come to me, where let's talk about God, man. Let's talk about how good He is, and how he can make everything change in the blink of an eye. You know what I'm saying? So, but that's just that's how it is now.
Well, that is good. You definitely, to me, it sounds like you. I mean, we already knew they already prophesied over you, but it
Hmm.
seemed like you was dedicated to God. Like your mama or
Yeah.
somebody put a call on your life for sure. I mean, obviously it was him, but they was
Hmm.
like, this one we're gonna make sure that he's surrounded by good people because, like I said, that is so great that as a man, I mean, as a person anyway, but as
Hmm.
a young black man, that you have people around you who are still like, I love you just because, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't
Yeah.
matter what you got going on, and vice versa, because I mean, it's also on the flip side when you start to change your life, you do start to look at things differently. You do have the
Hmm.
Holy Spirit can start to be grieved by some of the things that our loved ones do. So it's
Hmm.
like for you to still be able to exude that love and for them to still have it for you. That's great. And you're evangelizing with how you live and how you stand on on the word,
Yeah.
it's slowly starting to trickle down to them without you even having to necessarily have the face to face
Hmm.
bro conversations. Just you living and actually standing and actually living by what you're saying, and it's actually lining up. That's you're doing a huge evangelistic effort right there.
Yeah.
So that's great.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm thankful for
Absolutely. So, do you have any advice for anybody that is like starting their journey
it.
towards a better relationship with God and Christ?
Yeah. Like, 'cause this is something I like that I would if today was my last day, I want to leave everybody with Matthew 6:33. You know, seek ye first the kingdom of God, and that because I think, and uh, even with believers now, I think that there's so much that we don't know, that keeps our eyes off of God. Even like, so of course, like his, I think a lot of people are focused on what he can do for the blessings. They're so big on, oh, God gonna bless me for this, bless me for that. That's all good. But the if you don't have the relationship, you know what I'm saying, the relationship is where it's at. I even think seasoned believers, I think they're so focused on getting to heaven that they're looking past God as well. It's like they're putting heaven before they, what I'm saying, before their relationship with God, and it's like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, God is he's you get to that through God. You know what I'm saying? So I think, like I said, my biggest piece of advice would be to seek Him first, and to do it diligently. Don't do it diligently and consistently.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Develop a prayer life. Prayer life is like a muscle. You in the gym, if you want to, what I'm saying, you want to tone up or whatever, you got to be in the gym 3-4 times a week. You want to develop a prayer life, you got to be on your knees praying, man, every day. And so it becomes, what I'm saying, a routine, and you'll get better at it the more you pray. Cause I know a lot of people like, I don't know how to pray. Man, praying is probably one of the biggest stress relievers you could ever have.
Man,
You
you
just
walk out feeling light.
you feel light, man, because it's like, cause and you can, and I think people see what they see on like social media and in church, like, oh, I gotta pray like that. It's like, man, no, you that intimate one on one with God, man, you're just talking, you're just talking to God. Just
You're talking to your
pour your
father,
heart out
like
to
it's
Him. You're
just your
talking to
father.
your
You don't
Father.
have to talk to him like, I mean, don't get me wrong. I think there is a time and a place where you can, get a little deeper and not just be so surface.
Hmm.
But like you said, it's about the relationship. All that stuff, he don't care about that. He's like, you ain't
Hmm.
got to do all that to talk to me.
Yeah,
I'm ready to. First of all, I already know. Let's
I
start there.
already
I already
know.
know. So
Right.
it's like, let's just converse about it and get
Yeah.
that closeness and that intimacy.
Yeah, and honesty, man. You got to be honest with God. Like I had to pray. Like and it's like I had to sit here and pray to God. Like, God, look, man, I like women.
Women, women, women.
I like women. God. But I don't. But if it goes against what you want, then what I'm saying. They take they take that lustful
Take
spirit,
the
take that away
desire.
from me. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
take the desire away from me. But you
Yeah.
got to be honest with it, because what I'm saying. It's something I heard some years ago, and it's you can't it's something about, you can't change what you won't confront. So it's like
Yeah.
if you don't, when you don't put it out there, when you don't go to God and say, hey, God, look, I'm dealing with this. I don't want to do this anymore. And even though God knows it, he still wants to hear it.
Yeah.
Come to me and tell me all your problems. You know what I mean? So
We gotta stop doing
yeah.
trying to do things in our own strength, and we have to go
Hmm.
to him because he is the one he's waiting for us to be like reliant on him. And a lot of times, a lot of our Job moments where we lose everything is because we are being stubborn in trying to
Hmm.
do it all on our own instead of
There you
actually
go.
going to the
Yeah.
source.
Yeah, that's it. We fighting. I tell people all the time, like, man, I'm like, y'all trying to fight these spiritual battles in the physical, man, and you'll never win that way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The battles that we fight, and they're not always. It's not always a physical thing. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you gotta get in that closet and
Yeah.
pour your heart out to God. You know what I'm saying? So it's just I think my biggest thing for people is to just look at me like I'm a guy, whole bunch of tattoos, um, kids out of wedlock, um, in and out of church, lukewarm. I had a lust issue, but God still, what I'm saying, he's still able to use me. He was still
Yeah.
able to pull me out. You know what I'm saying? And I think people, even me at a time, I was like, man, I got to get right before this. And it's like God is like, man, I can use you now.
Right now. So let's
Yeah,
start
I can use
now.
you where yeah, I can use you
Yeah.
where you are. Don't worry about changing and then come to me. I want you to come to me first, and then the change will come. You know what I'm saying? I think we're so worried about. I think when we get out of our heads that we have to be a certain way to serve God, I think
Mm-hmm.
the better off everybody will be. And that's not to say that you should just be like, oh, that you should be okay with where you are. That you should be okay with, all right, well, yeah, God can still use. I can keep doing this and God will use me.
Mm-hmm.
No, God, the change is going to come even when you go to God. The minute you go to God, you accept God into your life. That's the change is starting. But just, what I'm saying, don't be complacent and say, and abuse the grace that God has given you.
Yes.
He's going to continue to give you the grace, but you don't want to you don't want to continue to abuse it and burn. You know what I'm saying? That's when you start burning your bridges. You know what I'm saying? So
It's definitely
I just
don't
want
want
people to
to
look
be a
at me.
reprobate.
Yeah, absolutely, because he'll turn you over to it quick. Yeah, I just want to, especially the people that I came up with and I grew up with. I want them to be able to look at me like, man, he was out here with me doing a lot of this stuff, or
Mm-hmm.
we used to do this, and I was with him when we was doing this, and I look at, like what is that? And I want them to be intrigued, and I want them to want to know, like, man, what is that you have that, what I'm saying, that even though, what I'm saying, we grew up how we grew up and we did the things we did, like, why? How did you get here? And it's
Yeah.
it's and it's like, I think, man, just look at my life, man. I was out there doing what everybody else was doing, but when you the best decision that you could ever make is to get a relationship with God, to really get focused on what He has for you. Because I think we get so arrogant at times. We like, don't nobody know, what I need more than me. Not true,
Mm.
not true at all. So I just really encourage everybody, man, just to get a relationship with God, man. Seek Him for yourself. Don't worry about what you see in churches, or don't worry about what you see on social media. Get your own relationship with God. My pastor, Pastor Black, would always tell us, he would every sermon he would go through a sermon, go through the Word, and he would tell us, like, man, don't take my word for it. I don't want you to take your Bible. I don't want you to read it for yourself. Don't just go off what I say, because when you're out there and people are questioning you, all you can say is, oh, well, my pastor said this, and my pastor. I want you to be able to say, look, my Bible says this. God told me this.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want you to like. I don't. So we really got to just get into our words for ourselves. Um, so what I'm saying, and so we can be knowledgeable, and we can be equipped to go through everything that we're going to go through life.
Do you have any parting advice for? I mean, obviously, we did mention the lust. I know there's a lot of men who are walking this walk, or
Mm,
starting it, or in the middle of it. Do you have any advice for them on how, or what steps you kind of took to start to conquer that,
mm.
or vanquish
Yeah.
that demon?
So it's first, pray for deliverance.
Yeah, for sure.
Um, Secondly, you really wanna get whatever you got to figure out what draws you back into it. If it's Instagram, so it's a lot of women showing everything on Instagram. If it's Instagram, maybe you gotta delete your Instagram or unfollow certain pages on Instagram. You wanna get away from or get rid of all the things that could reignite your that desire. Um, and for me, as men, we have to. I think one of the most important things that we have to be is discipline. An undisciplined man is a loose cannon. So to have discipline over yourself is a very important is a very important characteristic. You gotta be disciplined. So I think those are probably the main two things. Pray, ask for deliverance, ask God for deliverance. Pray daily. The Bible says pray without ceasing. Pray daily about what you're dealing with. Be honest about what you're dealing with. Um, and then whatever is triggering you. If it's Twitter, you got because man, I got rid of my Twitter years ago. But it's crazy. The app is crazy. Like you got like if it's
Yeah,
Twitter,
you could
get
just
off
be
of that.
scrolling for 2 seconds and be like, wait, what?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
yeah.
Like yeah. So you got you the so you got to change a lot of stuff that you look at, a lot of stuff that you listen to. Because sometimes the stuff that you listen to, the music you listen to, it'll reignite that fire too. Um, so it's just you gotta go. It's, that sanctification process. Um,
Yeah.
you got to go through that. Prayer for me. Prayer was the biggest thing. I had went through my Instagram. I think I deleted. I didn't delete my page because I had just started. Me and my brother had just started our clothing line, so I didn't delete my page. But I went through my everything, everybody I was following, and I was just I can't see this no more. I can't see that no more.
Mm-hmm.
So once you do that, it becomes easier. Um, of course, you're gonna have your urges. You're human. You're not a robot. So
Right.
you're gonna have your urges. But that's when you turn to God. That's when God help me fight this off real quick.
And he will come quickly and honestly,
Oh yeah.
so quickly. Like, man, like he always provides a way out. And anytime we have
Mhm.
temptation, he always provides a way out. So that's a
Yeah.
definite thing.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Any last words? I'm so thankful for you for being on here because this was very
Uh,
insightful and everything that you said, I mean, resonated within my own life in similar
mhm.
ways. I mean, maybe a little different, but still similar.
Yeah.
Did you have anything that you may have wanted to mention before we close out this
Um.
episode?
Um. Nah, man. I just want to see people saved, man. I just like that's just. I just really
Come
want to see
get
people
y'all some of
saved.
this Jesus.
That's it, man.
It's so,
That's it.
and then you know what's so crazy is that it's just the peace. People are out here looking for peace, and they're going to everything,
Mhm.
whether it be self medication, whether it be, um, you know, different other religions, other
Mhm.
practices, other all these other things, and it's like I was guilty of it myself. I used to drink, I used to party, I used to hang out and try to, forget about the troubles that I had, but like knowing how much peace that I have now,
Mhm.
it's so hard not to want that for the people that you love and care about. It's
Yeah.
like I'm
Yeah.
not trying to judge y'all, I'm not trying to tell y'all or push anything on y'all. I want y'all to experience this because it's like nothing else that I've ever had in my life.
That's a fact. That's a fact, man. And
Yeah.
also, man, people coming to God. Listen, I think we do. I think the people who are currently on the walk with God. I think we got to be more honest about the walk. It's not easy. You know what
No,
I'm saying? It's
it's not.
it ain't, it ain't, it's not rainbows. It's not rainbows and sunshine. Some stuff there's like I was saying before. There's going to be some stuff that you want to do that you're like, man, I got to do this. That and God's going to say, you can't. I don't want you. I don't want you doing this. I don't want you to. He'll let you do it.
Mm-hmm. Got free
But you
will.
know what I'm saying? He'll let you go through. If you want to go through, he'll let you go through. He'll say, all right, if you want to do it, fine. That's fine. I got something better for you. But if you want to do that and experience what comes with that, then cool.
If you do that
But
enough
I
times,
think,
you'll learn.
oh yeah, you'll learn. You'll definitely learn. Definitely learn. And I think that I just come to learn that all delays are beneficial when you're in the will of God. I think we don't do enough thanking God for the things that He stopped, the things that he's taken away from us, the things that he's kept us from.
Yeah.
And I think one of the worst things that God can do is to give you everything you want. I think
Man,
that's
think
one of
about
the worst
that. He's a
things.
parent. So imagine
Yeah,
a parent doing that. You would be like, what type of parent are you? So it's like, why do y'all
exactly.
expect God to be that way? He's our father. Like, he's not going to
That's it.
he's not a yes man. He's not,
Hmm.
yeah, I
So
definitely agree with you.
yeah. So
Anything else? You
No, that
sure?
was all, man. That
Listen,
was yeah, that was
you
that
better.
was
Hey, listen. The platform is open for you. If you got more to say, go ahead.
no, that was man. I just want to see people say, man, I don't. There's so much stuff going on in the world, and I think the Bible is the biggest tool that we all can use right now. Get off the app. The app is great. Go get you a physical Bible, man. Because I'm telling you, in the times that we're going to face, that physical Bible is gonna be, it's gonna
Hmm.
be precious. Go get you three, four Bibles. Go just, what I'm saying, get in your word, stay in your word.
And they've been
Look,
rewriting history a
yeah,
little bit too much for me on these apps. Changing
hmm
stuff, little stuff like that.
yeah,
How I think I've seen a couple of these like Mandela effect posts that they've been
hmm
doing, where it's like stuff that we knew was one way. You go back and look at it now, and it's like,
yeah. Like, where this come from?
what?
Or
Right?
where is this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
hmm
one of the examples was the song "We Are the Champions." I seen somebody post something about "We Are the Champions," and everybody knows at the end it says "of the world." You know,
hmm
and like you go play it now, and it doesn't say that. I was like,
Really?
wow, like y'all trying to do
Wow.
some weird, creepy stuff
Wow. I
around
ain't know
here.
that. Yeah,
They're
they
trying
did,
to do
man.
some weird,
Listen,
creepy stuff. I'm telling you.
it's crazy. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. It's crazy. And it's
Yeah,
so all this stuff that they coming up with, man. It's just, man. It's so important right now to be rooted in that word, man. Because the Bible is unfolding. Like whether people believe it or not, it's unfolding right before our eyes. But the more you know your word, the more you'll be able to see it. So
yeah.
and I'm huge on truth. Um, truth, and man, I just one thing I do want to say before we go,
Oh yeah, go
truth,
ahead.
man, truth, man, truth. Listen, truth. I think people they don't really understand how powerful truth is. And truth isn't truth. Ain't bringing. It's not bringing anybody. Truth is a divider. Truth isn't going to bring anybody together. Truth that's why Jesus said, "I'm the way, the truth, and the life." He said he comes as a sword. You know what I'm saying? To divide, bro. The truth is a divider. It's going to separate
The wheat, the
a lot.
tears, and all of
It's
that.
going to separate all of it. So it's like don't and understand how the truth is how it comes to you. Sometimes it ain't gonna come how you like it all the time. It hurts sometimes. A lot of times it hurts. But it develops you so much. The truth develops you so much. Don't get into the theatrics of stuff you see on social media. Look for the truth when it comes to God. When it comes to the Word, find a place, a church or a group of people that you can that y'all can really talk about the Bible and not worry about all the like I said the shows that are going on right now because we're in the time where what I'm saying where that falling away is happening. We seeing it live, right before our eyes. So that falling away is
Mm-hmm.
happening. So you gotta get rooted in that word and look for and search for truth. And the first thing you gotta do is Matthew 6:33. You know what I'm saying? So that's
Amen. Well,
uh,
thank you, Erin. I'm so glad that you decided to be on. This was an excellent episode. I look forward to editing and uploading it. I know that there's going to be so many gems and jewels for other people to enjoy and learn from. Because these seeds, we got to plant them seeds and let God do the rest, you
absolutely.
know?
Yeah, man. I appreciate you inviting me on. Man. I really do.
No
I enjoyed
problem.
myself, man.
Definitely. Well, you guys, this has been another episode of Level Uploading. See you on the next one. Bye.
All right.